So, a lot of wildfires, especially the ones going on in Canada, are due to natural processes like lightning strikes. That's where a lot of the fires in Canada currently started. Like, lightning strike came, hit a dead tree, and since everything is so dry already, it just goes up due to that lightning strike and starts a forest fire. There are still a significant portion of them that are caused by human activities. A large contributor is improperly extinguished cigarette butts. So when you go smoke a cigarette and then you just toss it on the ground like a fucking asshole, that can start a forest fire. So make sure your cigarette butts are fully out and then dispose of them properly and don't be a cunt about it. There is no excuse to throw your cigarette butts on the ground and you could be responsible for a large wildfire. Dispose of your cigarette butts properly. Don't start wildfires. Just get rid of it. Be responsible. Don't be a dick. Actually, fun story. My dad is a volunteer firefighter, and one time on a trip with my mom, he saw they were stopped at like an accident or traffic or something. A dude in the car in front of him tossed a cigarette butt out of his window. My dad got out of the car and yelled at that guy. So, yeah, don't be that dickhead. Also, listen to and follow your local fire regulations. Often, at least in my province, there is a fire ban for almost the entire summer. You're not allowed to have fireworks, you're not allowed to have campfires or cookouts or do any like significant burning of like trash and stuff. So follow your local fire bans, don't be an asshole, and burn things when you're not supposed to. Again, in general, just try to avoid like fireworks, open campfires. Like, it's different if it's in like a propane pit and stuff, but if you just have like an open bonfire, avoid that because it can easily go out of control. If there is a bunch of like dead and dry combustibles and like plant matter or like a bunch of cardboard boxes, like maybe branches and trimmed piles of raked leaves and all that, if there's anything combustible, just try to deal with it before fire season. Like, just get it dealt with, take it like to the dump, put it in an area where it can't light on fire easily. Dispose of it properly before it could potentially become an issue, because especially if it starts a fire, like if it gets lit up right close to your house, that could put your house directly in the path of a big fire. Like, if there's a fire and it gets close to this pile of combustible shit, and that pile of combustible shit is close to your house, then guess what's gonna happen to your house? If you do happen to have like a bonfire, campfire, whatever, if you're doing that, make sure it is 100% out, like before you leave the area, and always have at least one person watching it and something available to extinguish it close on hand. So whether if it's at your house, if it's a hose or a bucket of water, or if you're out, if there's like a lake or stream nearby, fill a bucket with water and like just keep something on hand to extinguish it and keep watching it 100% of the time. Keep an eye out for any sparks or embers that like burst out of the fire pit and could land somewhere. Make sure that if something lands, you stomp it out and watch and make sure it doesn't light up the grass or leaves or anything around it. Another thing is regularly maintain and check up on equipment and electronics and stuff that could potentially cause a spark. So like cars and like lawnmowers and like heavy machinery and stuff, just anything that could cause a spark, make sure it's regularly maintained and everything is working properly and will not spark. And store combustible material properly, like gasoline and all of that. Make sure it's stored and well away from anything that could accidentally light it up. So basically, don't be an idiot. Throw away your cigarette butts properly, listen and follow all of your local fire bans, and if you don't need a fire, don't do a fire.